Previously, in the first episode, we talked about what is the digital economy, why we need it, and how to transform from traditional to a digital economy. We also discussed that a key requirement, the building blocks of a digital economy, is data, largely from consumers of digital products and services. Did you know that it took 75 years for landline telephone to reach 50 million users? Mobile phones took 12 years. The internet took 7 years. Guess how long Facebook took to reach 50 million users? 4 years. Why is that, and how do we know that? Answer: data. Big data. It is easy to reach large number of people instantly in a connected world. Availability of and access to data and information systems and communication technology shortens significantly the amount of time it takes for information to circulate. And when you are informed, it is easy to take action. While it is reality that the traditional economy is existing alongside the digital one, developed economies around the world have migrated for the most part their traditional economies to the digital ones. As evidence in the popular saying, everything is online now. And even more evidence is that the most valuable companies used to be in oil, banking, or transport industries, etc. Now look, the list is filled with Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Alphabet or Google, etc. Remember, when we say economy, it is not only about money in circulation. It is majorly about production and consumption of goods and services. The money only serves to facilitate trade between the producers and consumers. This is possible through data. Therefore, in this video, we are going to look into how big data is the key to building a digital economy. I'm your host, the Public Tech Advisor. Join me here on Update and let's get you up to date. Big data is a term used to describe large amount of complex data that is too big to be handled by traditional data systems. But this is not what we are talking about in this context. Here, we are talking about just data and information system as the backbone of the digital economy, the infrastructure that holds together every other aspect of production and consumption of goods and services digitally, and also the supply of money to facilitate trade between the players, because ultimately that is how value is created. The capture and storage of this data is the key activity in the transformation from traditional to a digital economy, with all other underlying support systems available and ready. Then this becomes the data source for processing and analysis that makes search, updating, sharing, and transfer easier across all connected data systems, while ensuring security and privacy of the information. That cannot be played with. This must be done across all the individual parts of everyday life, then summed up together into a harmonious whole. What I mean by this is it must all start and end with the individual. The system must be designed from the beginning with the individual in mind to serve and benefit the individual, you and I. If you go to the hospital, your health record is available. Your past visitations, examination, tests and results, prescriptions. If it is school, your record is already accessible from your primary education all the way up. If it is the polling booth, your voter record is already there. Through your identification, you and the people that serve you have access to your data 360 degrees. One of the numerous ways this can be achieved is through the concept of a national data bank. The data bank is the central point, the hub of the digital economy. Once registered, you are issued an ID, number or code or whatever to identify you by. This ID is then linked up to all other aspects in terms of your participation in the economy. Access to social amenities, water supply, electricity, education, transport, healthcare, employment, pension, tax, or any other social program, etc. The architecture must be carefully planned and thought through, with all supporting policies and regulations around collection, storage, access, security, and privacy. The actual implementation must be iterative and in phases, with each version better than the last one. There will be gaps and loopholes identified and discovered in the process. The mindset must be one of continuous learning and improvement. There are a lot of interconnected factors to consider when building the backbone of a digital economy. Just like the human body, the backbone, aka the spine, holds the body structure together from the brain down to the limbs. The National Data Bank holds together every other part of your digital everyday life through some alpha ID, somewhat like a national ID linked to your banking, BVN, tax, pension, health insurance, voter's card, health record, education record, or any other social security system that caters to the everyday need of a typical citizen. At the end of the day, registering onto the digital economy is as easy as getting a Facebook account. Registering yourself means getting an ID with basic information like name, age, place of birth, etc., and unique information about you, mainly biometric like iris, face, fingerprint, dental imprint, or even DNA to take it that far. To make it even more airtight, the database can be stored in a blockchain rather than a traditional database. Blockchain is a growing list on uneditable records that are linked by hiding data with code. This is the technology that powers cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. And what you get out of this is inclusion for everyone. And there is no denying this. The current system is not working for everyone. With this connected data, you will be able to access all essential services with ease, like registering a company, getting and renewing an international passport, driver's license, vehicle registration, certificate and transcript, test result and prescription, insurance, bank account, SIM card, etc. You just name it. Government will be able to take critical decisions fast and allocate resources effectively to where it is needed and when it is due. Societal problems will be easily understood and tackled effectively and timely. To mention a few, the benefits are many. Now, I know what some are thinking about at this point. What are the risks? Well, those are there too. We can't ignore them. Security breaches like identity theft, data theft, both externally from hackers and internally. Privacy concerns like who is accessing this data, what are they doing with it, their biases and all. And bias actually is a big issue now in the world of big data. Algorithms used to process this data reveal the biases of the author in their output, and that can result to social marginalization and inequality. Back to square one. That, in my opinion, is even more riskier than data breach. This is why there must be oversight and regulation enforcement. The institution responsible for collecting and storing this data is also responsible for protecting it against abuse and misuse. So what happens if they don't is a problem that is a growing concern. But I'm optimistic that with will and resources, they can be tackled and brought to the barest minimum. Remember, should we not choose to do this, move to the digital economy, the world is moving anyway, with or without you. You are either ahead or behind. This picture explains it all. The global information storage capacity from 1986 when it was 1% digital to 2002 when it reached 50% and marked the beginning of a digital age. As of 2007, it is already 94% digital. So the question is, with all the potential benefits of big data on the digital economy, while understanding the risks that come along with it, should we still go ahead and implement it as a society? What do you think? Talk to me in the comment section. Let's discuss. As earlier mentioned, the economy is majorly about production and consumption of goods and services and money supply that facilitate trade. This is why our next episode is about money in the digital economy. The focus will be on cryptocurrency as the money of choice in the Digicon. Until then, it's your public tech advisor. Thank you for watching. Thumbs if you like it, sub if you haven't. Until the next one, cheers.